want this and universe this and universe that. And this is where it got real for me. What's up, Nelly gang? It's your girl Nicole here. Welcome back to my channel. Come here, let me hug you. And today, as you guys can see by the title, I'm going to be talking about a very interesting topic that I want to share with you guys. But before we get into this juicy topic, if you would like to be a part of the Nelly gang, all you gotta do is hit subscribe. Like, come on, I know you want this for life, so subscribe, boo. And anyways, without further ado, let's get straight into this. Okay, you guys, so today I'm going to be talking about the law of attraction and why I stopped using the law of attraction. I'm gonna get very real, very open, very honest in this video, and I just want to say before I get into it that if you like to use the law of attraction or anything regarding that, this is just my personal opinion. You don't have to agree. I do want to say that you guys should do your own research. I'm just sharing with you guys my viewpoint. I'm just sharing my experience and things that I've learned about it, but it is important that you do your own research and you are free to make whatever choice you want in your life. You know, I'm not trying to force my opinions on you guys. I'm just sharing my journey and things that I've learned. I have a few talking points here. I do have like my little notebook here so I can make sure that I stay on topic, and I will be sharing a few scriptures. I hope that that's okay with you guys. If you don't know what the law of attraction is, I'm going to give you guys the definition from Google, what they say the law of attraction is. So according to this website called thelowafattraction.com, it says, simply put, the law of attraction is the ability to attract into our lives whatever we are focusing on, which govern the universe, including the law of attraction. It is the law of attraction which uses the power of the mind to translate whatever is in our thoughts and materialize them into the reality. In basic terms, all thoughts turn into things eventually. If you focus on negative, doom, and gloom, you will remain under the cloud. If you focus on positive thoughts, you have goals that you aim to achieve, you will find a way to achieve them with massive action. So that is according to the law of attraction website. Some people have their own beliefs on what they believe the law of attraction is, but I do kind of agree with the one that was on the law of attraction website. Now, I'm going to tell you guys how I pretty much got introduced to the law of attraction. Last year, I was going through a time, you guys. Like, I just was so far away from God, and I just started to get into things that I didn't even know what I was getting myself into. And one day I was on YouTube and I saw something called the law of attraction, and I'm like, what is this? And I was looking at it and it seemed so good. You know, I'm like, what's wrong with positive thinking? You know, whatever you put out there is what you're going to get back. And they just made it seem like this easy thing. I was just really doing my own thing. I wasn't spending quality time with God. I was just kind of in a rough spot. 2020 was just a rough patch for me, especially towards the beginning of 2020. And I started watching more videos about it, and I started seeing other people on YouTube talking about like, oh, you know, get a journal and write it out and tell the universe what you want and you should receive it, and all you have to do is believe that it'll come, and just don't, you know, just let it go and give it to the universe and all of these things. And I seen water cup methods and all these different things to be able to attract what you want. And I was so intrigued by it because I would watch videos of people saying like, yes, I was able to use the law of attraction to be able to get what I wanted. I was able to get my new car. I was able to get money, a new job. This is just so amazing. The law of attraction, right? So I found myself writing in a journal. I even bought a journal and I started writing in it. I'm like, I want this and universe that. And I was just so gone out of my mind. Like, when I think back to that, I'm like, why would I even do like what? I just want to warn you guys of the dangers of the law of attraction, and this is where it got real for me. This is where I felt like God kind of gave me a reality check. The problem that I have with the law of attraction as a believer is that you are asking the universe to provide you something that you can just turn and ask God for. God is nowhere in the law of attraction. They don't say, oh, ask God and you shall receive. It's asking the universe. It's taking God out of it. You're going completely left, you know, when you could go right. Even when I was trying to get into that, it was one of those things where I always kind of felt convicted in my spirit, because it's like, why am I asking the universe? I should just ask God. It even got to the point where I would just write God instead of universe, and I'm like, why am I even doing that anyway? You know, why go to the universe? Why not go to the creator who created the universe, who created me? And so that was the problem that I was encountering with the law of attraction. I didn't like how it was universe instead of God. Another thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way is that, and this is mostly for people who believe in God, because like I said, I would tell myself, oh, I believe in God, but then I was participating in something called the law of attraction. Just kind of decided to take matters into your own hands, and you're like, oh, I want to attract this, I want to attract that. But the problem is that these people aren't telling you is that you might actually attract that new car. You might actually attract the money that you desire, but they're not telling you that there's other things attached to it. For example, if I can find it, I'll link it down below. There was a woman that said she wanted a certain amount of money, and she was talking about how she wanted to attract it. She wrote in her notebook, and she did all of these things that they tell you to do for the law of attraction. She actually got in a very bad car accident, and when she got in that car accident, she actually got money for it, and the money that she was trying to attract, she got it by getting in a car accident. And it's just the most bizarre thing. It's like, yeah, you attracted the money, but at the cost of your health. You know, she almost lost her life. And it's like, you don't understand that when you are asking for something and you're not asking God, you're asking the universe, you're asking, you don't even know who you're asking this to. You're saying universe, you don't know what else is attached to that very thing that you're asking for. And so that's why you have to be very careful when you're trying to dibble and dabble into things that you really don't know how far the rabbit hole goes. You get what I'm saying? But of course, they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to say, oh yeah, you know, you might get what you want, but you also might get some other stuff that you didn't ask for. Like, yeah, you have the thing that you asked for, but you didn't know how it was going to affect your life. Yeah, you have the man that you thought you wanted, the crush that you thought you wanted, but you didn't understand that this person has problems, you know, or this person is emotionally abusive or physically abusive. And so now you have the very thing you thought you wanted, but yet you're still not fulfilled in your heart because you took the main person out of it. Instead of going to the source, you went and did it out of your own thing. That really got me, that sucked me in with it. I'm like, what's so bad about it? You know, it's like, it's positive thinking, you know, yeah, sure, like whatever you believe, like that's what's gonna happen. Like if you think negative, then negative is gonna come. Like I was just so wrapped up in it's not that bad. It's like you're getting the knockoff version. You're getting what you wanted, right? What you thought you wanted, but you're getting extra with that. You have to understand that the enemy will try to package something up and make it seem like it's not a big deal. Like, oh, you know, it's kind of like having faith, believing without seeing. You know, you believe that you're going to get it, so it's going to happen. And it's like, but why not just have faith? Why do I have to do all of these methods and write all this down? I can just go pray to God and ask for that. Why do I have to go through an outside source in order to get it? You get what I'm saying? It might look pretty on the outside, but you have to read the fine print. You might think like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, but now you're inviting other things into your house. You're inviting other things into your spirit, and you're not even realizing it because it seems like such, oh, it's positive thinking. No, it's deeper than that. You gotta take off your blindfold, and that's something that happened to me. The enemy, when he uses his music, it's like, oh, this beat is fire. You know, I'm turning up, I'm getting lit. But when you actually pay attention to what that song is planting into your spirit, then you realize, oh, it's deeper than just a nice beat. It's deeper than just turning up. As you start to renew your mind, you start to pay attention to things more. You're not as distracted because you're not filling yourself up with that. So you have to understand that the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So he's telling you, oh, it's good for you. It's just positive thinking. Why would the enemy want you to think positive? He wants you to think that it's so nice, but you didn't read the fine print. And that actually leads me to something, and excuse me, y'all, I had to share this with you guys. So while I was like talking with God, he gave me, I heard a scripture, actually, he gave me Proverbs chapter 3, 5 through 10, and I'm going to read it for you guys. Verse 5, it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. Verse 6, in all of your ways submit to him and he will make your path straight. So that's the problem that I had with the law of attraction, is I felt like I was going outside of God. I felt like I was doing it on my own. I didn't go to him and say, hey, what do you think about this guy that I'm interested in? Instead, you're going and doing it out of your own will, and you're going outside of him and you're trying to make it happen, and you're going to somebody else other than God, right? In verse 6, in all your ways submit to him and he will make your path straight. He will give you what you need. Then I want to go to verse 11, it says, "My son, do not despise the Lord's discipline and do not resent his rebuke." Now, the reason why I'm mentioning verse 11 is because a lot of times when you go to God and you pray to him and you're like, oh, well, he didn't answer my prayer, he taking too long, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and then you start attracting that, you start getting the guy or the girl that you thought you wanted, and now you realize she crazy. If you don't believe in God, then that's fine. Like I said, you can do what you want to do, but I just want you guys to be aware. I want you guys to be wise. You know, you have to understand that everything isn't what it seems, and you have to be very careful what you ask for, because you might get that plus more, and sometimes we don't understand what we're getting ourselves into. Sometimes we get mad and we're like, oh, well, God didn't give it to me fast enough. Because he sees things that we don't see, and that's the problem when you go outside and you try to get the knockoff version, is that there's things that you don't see, there's things that you don't understand. He sees further than that, so he might say, nah, don't do that. And now you're mad because you're like, oh, he don't want to give me this, and he see that I'm going through this. And it's like, because he has something better for you, or because he knows that that person or that thing that you're asking for, you're not ready for that yet. Sometimes we're not ready for all that money. You can't even handle $500 and you want to ask for $50,000. What? You can't even handle $500, but you're trying to attract $50,000? What do you think is going to happen when you get that money? And who knows what's going to come with that money? I want to jump down to verse 21. This is Proverbs chapter 3, verse 21. It says, "My son, do not let wisdom and understanding out of your sight. Preserve sound judgment and discretion." Okay, so God is telling you, be aware. Okay, be aware. You have to use discernment. Of course, these people are going to make it seem like it's so amazing. It's not that big of a deal. You're just being positive, my dear. Right, then explain to me why I feel worse than I did than before I got this thing that I attracted. Why am I doing all of these different methods? It's like you're doing all of that, writing all of these things and doing all of these things, instead of just simply praying to God. Instead of just simply saying, you know what? Hey God, I'm struggling down here. You know, I really would like to have a little extra money, and he will let him do it. Put all your faith into him. Put all your trust into him. It's just what I got this morning. I hope that that kind of helps you guys to understand where I'm coming from. This is my first time ever doing something like this, but my whole point and the thing that I want to get you guys to understand is that you have to be careful with these new age things. And I was one of those people that was like, oh, it's not that bad. Just for me personally, with my beliefs, and that's why I say, you know, if you don't believe in God, then that's fine. And you know, some people are going to have their own personal opinions. I'm just telling you guys, as a believer, for me personally, I just don't see why a believer should participate in law of attraction, because it's like they talking about going to the universe and doing all these things, and you have yet to ask God what he thinks about what it is that you're taking matters into your own hands, instead of going to God and saying, hey, this is what I want to do. What do you think about it? Like, he will give you great guidance, and it's like you can avoid a lot, and you have to be very careful because you don't know what you're inviting in. And I remember when I started to get closer with God, he told me, I remember God telling me this very vividly, I was protecting you from things that you didn't even know you were getting yourself into. And when he told me that, I was like, wow, it's so easy to get caught up in stuff like that because it seems so good. It's like, what's wrong with that? You have to be wise. You have to read the fine print. So pretty much, I just want you guys to be more aware. That's my story about the law of attraction and how I started getting into it and how I realized it just wasn't sitting right for me. Again, if you are into that kind of stuff and you don't believe in God, that's fine. Like I said, I'm just sharing my experience. I'm just sharing my thought process with you guys and what I think of it. And I'm not claiming to be a perfect person. You can look at my channel and past videos that I've done. You know, I've done lots of things that a believer probably shouldn't be doing. You get what I'm saying? That's why it's a journey, and that's why, you know, I'm sharing it with you guys. I'm being very open. You know, I'm trying to judge anybody. I'm not trying to, you know, say I'm better than anybody at all. That's why I'm on a journey. We're all on a journey. We're all learning. We're all growing. And, you know, if you choose to indulge in that, then fine. You know, it is what it is. I'm just sharing my opinion on it and why I personally stopped doing it. And okay, guys, so that is the end of this video. Please let me know what you guys think about this topic down below. I'm open to seeing your guys' response to it. Yeah, like I said, you guys are free to do whatever you want to do in your life. I'm just simply sharing my opinion and my journey with you guys. Also, don't forget to follow me on all of my social media. It'll be down below in the description box with the direct links. Thank you guys so freaking much for watching, and of course, as always, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.